Do you believe that humans are inherently altruistic or selfish? Altruism is showing a disinterested and selfless concern for the well-being of others, or unselfish.
I believe that it's pretty dependent on the chemical balance that your meat package gets when it's born. I think that when you are conceived, it's just scientific nature based on DNA, just inheritance from your parents, and a combination of other things, that it makes your emotions, and it's completely random whether or not you're altruistic or selfish. And I also think that a lot of it is also kind of learned throughout life, just based on the different lessons that you take into consideration in every aspect of your life. It's all about the people that you meet and the experiences that you have and who makes positive or negative impacts on you. I think that all comes into consideration when somebody is deciding whether or not to be selfish or altruistic.
Okay. What do you think of nihilism? The rejection of all religious and moral principles, often in the belief that life is meaningless. A doctrine that denies any objective ground of truth, and especially of moral truths.
When I first hear the word nihilist or nihilism, I kind of just chuckle, because I think that it's somebody on Reddit and laughing at all the nihilist jokes on the subreddit page. But a lot of the time I also think that those people that are completely nihilist, they might not have looked into a lot of aspects of life and studied patterns within religion and patterns within any mystical or spiritual belief. I think that a lot of nihilism is closed-minded. While I do also agree with some aspects of nihilism, I think that a lot of it could be explained through religions like Buddhism or mysticism in general. I think that to say that there's no meaning behind anything or your existence is a little bit silly. But I also think that I sympathize and kind of laugh with the nihilists, if that makes sense. I understand their pains, there's no point in doing this because it will never have an impact. But I feel I don't know, I would never associate my beliefs with nihilism to my beliefs with spirituality. Yeah, spirituality is really important to me. I think that it's one of the things that kind of keeps me going. I mean, whenever I'm feeling down or I'm facing an internal conflict or an external conflict within my life, whether it be just something bad has happened to me or I've realized something bad is happening within myself, I kind of always lean back on my spirituality, whether it be listening to a Ram Dass lecture to just pick me up at the end of a day, or going back to my bedroom and meditating on a thought that I had that kind of disturbed me. I think that my spirituality kind of it puts everything into perspective. It makes everything seem, to me at least, it's going to be okay, and that there's a purpose for everything, and that all is full of love.
Do you think, just going off that, do you think religion is the same thing as spirituality? Or do you identify with a certain religion?
I wouldn't say I identify with a certain religion. I don't think I've explored any specific religion to its furthest extent to call myself a single follower of that religion. I would never call myself a Buddhist or Hindu or a Christian. I love the idea of mysticism and finding the patterns in all religions and kind of combining them, at least for now, into my spirituality. And then could you repeat the first part of the question?
Do you think that spirituality is the same thing as religion?
No. I don't think so. I mean, I think that oftentimes people will be if he's spiritual, he must be religious, just because the terms are very correlated and they just sound like they would go together. But being religious just kind of, at least to me, implies that you follow one religion, whereas spirituality kind of opens up that field. And I think it just means being mindful of like your surroundings and the world around you and kind of the importance of it all. But I think that religious could also be that. Like being religious could also be that, but it also associates itself with a single religion.
Just like your beliefs in general, do you think that how you like see your morals, do you view them very human-centered, or would you say you're more of like an ecocentric person who believes that we're a part of nature, so we should believe that nature has intrinsic value just as we do?
Yeah, I think that all life on this earth is equal, whether it be like a tree or a bug or me. It sounds like I'm like trying to be like a fucking hippie. I like, not to say like, I think that at least for now, I think it would be kind of silly of me to like say that cutting down a tree would be like taking a human life. I don't think that those are equal, but I do believe in the fact that everything contains a purpose and importance of its own and that it should be respected. I would say that I personally am an egocentric person, but I mindfully do make anthropocentric decisions.